Kiara Villalpando, and I'm gonna be doing the next few slides. So this one is gonna be about religious beliefs and gods. This is about what the Aztecs believed and the rituals that they would do. So they would do quite some sacrifices and offerings towards the gods. They believed that if they didn't do these sacrifices and gods, that something terrible would happen to the human race as we know it. I have listed here some gods. It's just quite a few. They had plenty of gods, many different gods for everything, honestly. The wind, the rain, so many. One of the main gods is Tezcatlipoca, he was the one that had to be worshipped every 6 months on the 18th solar year. It was just the way that they believed they would do their rituals and their sacrifices. They would sacrifice human bodies, which would be in their organs, so anything from eyes, tongue, hearts, their blood, anything they would offer it over to the gods. One of the main gods on here is Tleuk, which is not Tleuk, I'm sorry. Tenoatiu. It's the god of the sun. They believe that the sun god was very thirsty due to the heat that it gave out. So they would sacrifice anything that was red. So the heart, the blood, that was something that they believed that if they sacrificed to the god, that it would keep the god of the sun very cool. They always had to do this sacrifice and this ritual. Otherwise, they believed, like I said, this is one of the consequences that they believed, that the human race would die a very fiery and burning death as we know it. Moving along over to religion. So the priests were very well known. Priests had to be male. They had to be very noble, so a warrior or a very high member of a tribal community. The priests were from any social class, so you could have been from the richest of the rich to the poorest of the poor. There was no discrimination there. Another way of becoming a priest was through a training program for the youngsters. They would go through this training program and they would have to take a test. This test, like I said earlier, no discrimination. Everybody had to take the same test. Once the test was passed, they would go through these very difficult tasks for, I believe it's like a couple of years that they had to do these tasks. They would sleep on a very cold floor. They would walk miles. They would have to learn the rituals. They would have to learn everything that there needs to be known about the gods, each and every god. Once the contenders reached a certain level of their training, they would do a ritual where they would offer out their ears or their tongues to their gods, and this would be to all gods. It was a way of telling the gods that they are going to keep spreading their word around. So that was kind of, when I read that, it was kind of crazy to me. But moving along over to the female role. So the female role is kind of a little bit of a sad role. I wish that female roles had a little bit of a higher, like a priest or anything like that. Although the female role back then was to one of a servant. So they would do feather work, they would weave baskets for the gods and for the temples, as well as they were expected to clean the temples as well. So they would do a lot of the cleaning and housekeeping around the temples. Although a very important fact I did learn is that the female roles were very knowledgeable in herbal medicine. So anytime anybody had any disease or any sickness or illness, they would go into the temples and they would ask for a female to help cleanse them. A form of cleansing that they believed in was steam baths. The steam baths were made to be miracle workers and would cleanse your body whole. So they didn't have to just cleanse one part of your body, it would cleanse your entire body as we know it, and it would remove the disease, illness, or sickness that you had within yourself. So that's something that I was very proud to see, that they were very well known in herbal medicine. Moving along.